Hey guys, Video James here, and I've got another unboxing video. Even though my unboxing videos are a little eclectic, because the first time I did a boxing video, it was the original Baldur's Gate video games for the Nintendo Switch collector's box through a company that I will no longer be buying from because that box was very expensive and the quality was very lackluster. The second time I did an unboxing video was for Warhammer Age of Sigmar and their Underworlds product. The original one, which I'm remembering correctly, was Shadespire, and that was fine. It was a product that was out of print, out of production, so I wanted to see how successfully that would do. I also wanted to share that I was interested in Warhammer, but now I've got something different for you. It is still Dungeons and Dragons like Baldur's Gate, but this is from a Kickstarter product that I backed called Historica Arcanum, Era of the Crusades. And for those who don't know, that is a Kickstarter product from Métis Creative. I call it Métis Creative because it's spelled the same as the Indigenous Peoples Group of Canada, but it is a Turkish company, so it might be Métis, it might be Métis. I'm not 100% sure, but throughout this video, I'll just be calling it Métis Creative. And essentially, what you should know about the product is that it is writing, rules, and art, and all sorts of other tchotchkes and gimmicks revolving around real-life history with an eldritch cosmic spin to it. So, for example, they did a Silk Road Middle Ages themed one that is set in Baghdad. They did one called City of Crescent, which is set in late 1800s, early 1900s Ottoman Empire in Istanbul/Constantinople. And this one is set during the Crusades. I can never remember the exact crusade off the top of my head, but it is the crusade that involves King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem, so King Baldwin the Leper, and Saladin. So, and then they also have another product on Kickstarter right now called Era of the Renaissance, I believe it's called. And it is set in Renaissance era Venice. And that looks very interesting, but, the Kickstarter is live now, so if you want to support it, feel free to. This Kickstarter was launched 2 years ago, roughly around this time. And let's say it was like August, September of 2022. I'm not remembering for certain. And they said that it would arrive in October of 2024. Needless to say, they provided October 2024. So I'm going to take my trusty Mazda car keys and I'm going to tear into this tape and let's see what we get. And, gosh, I wish I could edit, but I can't because I'm recording on my phone. Okay, we'll get there. I'm also doing this one-handed because I'm stubborn and refuse to put my phone down. Gotta give you quality tape cutting content. I just received this a couple days ago. It went to the wrong address. It was the address that I had listed, but at the time I was living with my mother 2 years ago. So I sent it to my mother's address. Now I picked it up from her, and we're good to go. Okay. So we're busting into this. The cardboard does not want to bend backwards, but we will force it to. And automatically we're greeted with a little styrofoam and a little bit of concern on my end. But it's a big box, so let's yank it out. Oh, goodness. Wow, that is big. Okay. Okay. So it did... I'll show you. So this is the Historica Arcanum box. It's the Historica Arcanum symbol. It's surrounded by snakes and swords. Honestly, the artwork quality is pretty cool, but in the corner here you'll see we have a little bit of a tear, which, you know, I just don't like that's the case, and it's sticking all the way inside of the box, which is a real shame. They said that they were putting a lot of work into quality control. I'll honestly contact them and ask if I could get a new box. Hopefully that's all. But, you know, this is also part of the reason why I do unboxing videos, is to see if anything's broken. So let's lift this lid. Oh, cool. Look at that. It has a little design inside as well. And it's full of packing paper. We'll call it confetti. And inside here, we have what must be the... Well, honestly, if this box might just be a packing box, the large box, but I'm double checking. So we had something in there, including a message, which I will read momentarily. But let's see if inside the box we get anything else other than packing paper. And looks like there is some... Yeah, this got jammed in here and just tore through the box. Comes with 3 other boxes. So I have Historica. So this is the Crystal Shard dice set. I'm not currently a fan of hearing this thing rattle around, but I'll deal. We have the Deck of the Damned, which is a gimmick that they're providing in the game. It should be about 3 card decks, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, a gameplay edition simulating combat and narrative stress for world's greatest role-playing game. I think that's supposed to be copyrighted for Dungeons & Dragons, but whatever, it is a Dungeons & Dragons supplement. Yeah, okay. Just has some text explaining what it's for. And then I have this, and this says in very small text, Era of the Crusades, Heroic Miniatures. So these are some miniatures that they gave me as well. So that's cool. And then the bottom of the box, same as the design on the top of the box. Let's continue digging. So it comes with what's really a packing protector that says, "Be without fear in the face of your enemies. Be brave and upright, that God may love thee. Speak the truth, even if it leads to your death. Safeguard the helpless and do no wrong. This is your oath. Rise a knight." And they gave me... Oh, whoa. I can't believe I had my knee on this. Okay, so this is canvas. And they did say that they'd give us a canvas map of both Cairo and Jerusalem. Let's look at this map of Jerusalem first and foremost. Okay, so I got the PDFs of the books before the books actually arrived. This seems to be, you know, an exact copy of what appears in the books, but in canvas. I like the details. I like the feel of it. You know, I'm actually touching this canvas, and I'm like, oh, this is actual, like, ink printed onto canvas. And then it has a legend for what all these locations are. And honestly, I love this a lot. So you guys might recall during my Baldur's Gate for the original Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition unboxing video, they said that they'd give me a canvas map, and it was made out of like paper, and it was rolled up, so you could never unroll it because of how it was rolled and how tightly it was packed. And then this is the city of Cairo, and we have a Mamluk in the corner instead of a Crusader Knight. You know, very, very cool. Very, very cool to see medieval Cairo. That is awesome. So I will place that in there. And then we have the actual books themselves. inside of an era of the Crusades wrap. And let's just bust that open. There's already a tear in the plastic seam. We love that. And just dig in. Honestly, seeing that there's no damage to what's important, I think that's what matters. You know, I don't really care about a box all in all. I'm just picky. And so it is a holding box the same way you'd find for, you know, Dungeons & Dragons products. And here we have the Sigil of Jerusalem and the Era of the Crusades. So I'm just going to put my phone down for a second. And you'll get a nice view of one of my couch blankets. And awesome. Wow, okay. So I've just pulled out both of the books. They're very smooth. You know, you don't have to worry about too much texture on the books. If you hate texture or if you hate like that dry feeling, it's very nice. It's laminated covers. So we've got Era of the Crusades here. Oh, there's a stuffer in between the books that I'll look at in a moment. But you have the text of the back of the book. That's pretty nice. You know, it tells you what must be in here, which, you know, I know what's in here. I bought it online. And then I just opened to a random chapter, Jerusalem and Cairo, so we can just look through that. The pages feel nice. They're not, you know, dry. I don't know if people care about page texture, but it's important to me. Oh, wow. Yes, yes, yes. Nice and smooth. Yep, I mean, everything's here. You know, the text is very nice. It's very legible, very readable. Could be a little bit bigger. Wow. The art, you know, looks incredible. Being able to see it in person, you can see that there was a lot of work and detail put into this. They definitely hired professional artists for this to show off what they were capable of. You know, you've got Knights of the Order of St. Lazarus. Nice, nice. Look at this. And, you know, this is meant to be all historically accurate, with generally historically accurate art. I don't know about the cities per se, but... Oh, and you get little weird pages in here, too. What's this about? She will embrace us all. Okay, so I think what this is meant to be is this is meant to be a page of eldritch stuff for the cultists. In between the book, we get a poster. Ooh, I love that. So we get a poster with a print form of the map of Jerusalem, which we have a canvas version of. And then it's also a poster of Saladin as he appears in Era of the Crusades. That's awesome. Oh, and I think we've got the opposite here. You know, it's the city of Cairo printed on poster paper with, oh, and this is not even King Baldwin. This is, is it Catherine? I need to double check, but it's a historical figure. The woman that was meant to marry Guy of Lusignan during the Crusades. She's, if I'm remembering correctly, Baldwin IV's, sister. And obviously the cover here, we have the mask of Baldwin IV, and that skull is kind of like Historica Arcanum signature, where it's a fanged skull beneath the mask. And I think if I look at the Sigil of Jerusalem book, it'll have Saladin helmet and the fanged skull, which, again, it's Historica Arcanum signature. Same deal, laminated cover, love that. And let's just flip to a random page, and we can find, one of the subclasses here in Historica Arcanum, the Sentry. That's pretty cool, and, you know, with art and rules and whatnot. And then, you know, as we move on, we get into characters, and we find, you know, well, I won't say that word for the sake of YouTube. I won't say that word for the sake of YouTube. Guy of Lusignan. Very good, very cool. Let's see if we can find... these are all rules and narrative rules for all the characters that you'll find in... here are the Crusades. So we find Baldwin IV, we find Saladin. I just want to find the name of that woman. Sibylla of Jerusalem. Queen of the Kingdom of God, Mother of Miracles, and the Silver Towers. Okay, so now that we have that squared away, I can place this to the side. And I can show you the stuff that came in the little boxes, which you might have been waiting for. I'm going to put my phone down for once again, just so I can have some things squared away and put away. All right. So... let's start with what I think are the miniatures. So they didn't offer a lot of miniatures in the collector's box. If I remember, it's either just one or two. But, you know, we'll get that confirmed right away. It's obviously full of packing paper. Love that. Lots of confetti strands to pull out for me. But probably for a good purpose. Considering, oh, yep, to protect the miniature. And here we have, well, I'll put it into focus if I can, a knight who is covered in tentacles and, you know, looks like to be possessed by some eldritch abomination. You can see, you know, this Crusader helmet on the top. Sorry if I'm not giving you guys... yeah, there we go. That's cool. These obviously come unpainted. I'm just touching the miniature to make sure the resin is cured. I don't see any brown gunk falling off the resin, so I assume it's good. I'm smelling it, funnily enough, because once upon a time, someone gave me uncured resin as like a tournament prize, and I had no idea why it smelled so bad, and you know, all this brown gunk was like listing off of it. And then I looked into it and it was like, yeah, they gave you uncured resin. So they 3D printed something and didn't properly take care of it. So I'll just shake it out. Okay, this guy's a lot chunkier. This is a Desert Monster, which is detailed in Era of the Crusades. It's a very cool miniature, very spiky. Let's see if we can improve the focus a bit. Wow, this is awesome. Okay. And he's surrounded by flames, it looks like. Yeah, definitely something you don't want to mess with. This is a little bigger, but I think it still fits as in a 5-foot square. So it's a medium creature, just like the knight, but the miniature is much chunkier. And let's open the other side here, and let's see if there's anything else in here. I'm pretty sure there's only the 2 miniatures, but it's good to double check. Well, there's a little more packing paper, you know. I hear something rattling in there, so there's got to be something, right? Or, let's find out. Nope, that was it. So it's only the 2 miniatures, which is fine. You know, I wasn't asking for a lot of miniatures when I bought this. Next up, it's that Deck of the Damned, which is that gimmick that I was talking about. It's a gameplay edition, which adds interesting features to combat and roleplay. And so we've got a red Deck of the Damned. And it looks like that this is a gameplay deck because it's dealing with sanity and tragedies. So each card has... so there are 3 decks in here. And I think they have 3 levels of severity. So you see a 2 here. That means it's the 2nd level of severity. On the front, we see tragedy, severity rank 3. So there's 3 ranks of severity for that. And then we have the other deck. I misspoke. I thought it was 3 decks. I must have misremembered of the Deck of the Damned. This is the blue deck. Severity level 1 and then severity level 2. So these are combat cards. So the blue one is, full of combat-related gimmicks. The red one is full of role-play-related gimmicks. I'm not going to open these up right away, but I've read through some of them. They are great. I think you can get a PDF of these for free on Métis Creative's site. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to read through them just now because I'm on a couch and I'm prone to losing things. But we'll look at the last box, which is dice, which are rolling around in here, which I don't like the sound of, but, okay, so it does come with packing paper, more confetti for me to play with. That's awesome. So they are safe to a degree. So it looks like a lot of them are stuck at the bottom end there. So I'm going to pull those out just gently and cut my hand underneath. Okay. Cool. This is going to be a full dice set, which I will show you guys. It's crystal shard style. Maybe if you remember dwarf dice, if you're old enough to remember dwarf dice, those were the kinds where they were just cylinders that you rolled. So like right here, for example, I have a D8 in my hand, and you just roll it, and you'll see that it's meant to kind of be blood themed. God, I wish I could get this thing to focus. So, you can see a lot of blood effects inside of the dice. The numbering is using, their patented... Jesus Christ, come on. There we go. Their patented script. Gold lettering. It's all painted in. It's nice. I don't see any chips. Got the percentile D100. It's very cool. I was worried that, because with red resin type dice with like red art inside, when you let them sit in the sun, and if this were sitting in a warehouse, it would have been sitting in the sun at some point, that these sometimes just turn brown. Based off of what I'm seeing here, they didn't let this sit in the sun at all. It's clear all the way through where there isn't any bloody parts, so that's awesome. So the resin did not cook. The art did not cook. We have a D20 here. It's nice and chunky. It's actually quite big. I've got pretty big hands, so, someone with smaller hands might actually struggle to hold this thing. I mean, obviously you can hold it in your palm just fine, but as someone who is quite large, pretty big. Here is what I assume is the D12, which has kind of a clearer bottom. And obviously these might be different depending on who gets what. So my set of dice might look completely different from yours in terms of design. Because, with resin, I think, at some point they just syringe this stuff in and you get what you get. This is the other D10 to add to your percentile dice, or if you need a D10. A lot less bloody than some of the other dice I've seen on display here. I'm hoping this is the D6. Yep, this is the D6. Kind of cool. I like that. And finally, the D4. A nice little pyramid setup. These guys have rounded bottoms. It's not totally rounded. It's actually got like edges and flat. But, you know, that way this thing can't stand up on its own. And so that you actually have to roll it. See? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it would roll a lot more on a table. But, yeah, that's Historica Arcanum, Era of the Crusades. I filmed this for about 25 and a half minutes. I hope you enjoyed my very long unboxing video. And thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day. Video James out.